Hello everybody, this is the second video in a two-video little mini-series concerning the video game Clustertruck. The first one is more of a formal, shorter review where I give my brief thoughts on the game and whether or not I think the game would be a good purchase by you yourself, the consumer. This video I'm going to go more in depth about certain characteristics about the game that I may or may not like. It will be more casual. There are going to be spoilers. We're going to have a good time, but I do think that you should watch the other video first. So if you want to do that, just go look at the link in the description and go watch that. You'll have a good time. You might get a little bit bored, but yeah, just go fucking do that and then come back here. Just come back here right now, just to this very spot, and we'll have a good time. I'm going to talk about it. We're going to have a good time. But for now, pause the video and go to the first video and watch that bullshit, because there's going to be some spoilers starting right about now. Peace out. I hope to see you back. Hey everybody, it's the GoatDad. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're going to listen to me talk, spew a little bit of bullshit about the video game Clustertruck. I suppose if you weren't smart and you didn't listen to my instructions, my suggestions about watching the other video first, I suppose I should give you a little rundown about what this game is actually kind of really about. Sorry if I'm getting closer and further away from the microphone. It sounds like I'm trying to find a good spot to sit in my chair, and I'm a professional, and I decided not to do that before. I'm not actually a professional. That's a joke. I like making jokes. Alright, Clustertruck is a video game where you're a man, maybe a woman, I don't know. You never actually see yourself because it's in first person. This is a first person video game where you jump from truck to truck. But you're no fucking idiot. Even if you didn't watch that first video when I told you, you're no fucking idiot, because you can see on the screen. You can see on the screen that that's exactly what you do. But maybe you can't. Maybe you're blind. I don't know how you got here. Welcome though, my blind listeners. I'm really glad to have you here. Continuing, okay. You had your moment in the sun. That's what I like. I just screwed up saying the word moment a couple of times. You noticed, because once again, you're no fucking idiot. But I don't have a script. This is casual. I don't have to edit that shit out. I don't gotta do it. Feels good, man. Feels good. All I gotta do is look at this audio levels where it gets to 9 or 3, 0, and then the bar turns from green to yellow to red. That's not good. All right, video game Clustertruck. You jump from truck to truck, and you get to the end. That's it. That's the recap for stupid people who didn't listen to my instructions. If you want to know more, doo ba doo boo 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 ba doo boo. If you want to know more, I like the game. Well, I told you, if you want to know more, I like the game. It's one of my favorite platformers since Badoo Boo, Super Meat Boy. I'll talk about that game way too much. Some other games I've played somewhat recently that are platformers I've enjoyed are Shovel Knight and Ori and the Blind Forest. But I'm not quite sure if you want to refer to that game, Ori and the Blind Forest, as a pure platformer. I would call it more of a Metroidvania game, which those have lots of platforming elements in it, so why the fuck not? Also, what's an action platformer? I guess I really don't know. Shovel Knight, I just called it an action platformer, but I don't really know what it is, Is Meat Boy an action platformer? I mean, I guess what I'm thinking of when you're thinking of action, you're thinking of fighting things. Like, you have combat. There's no combat in Super Meat Boy. You just run away from bullshit, You don't kill it. Why does PETA hate Super Meat Boy? You're not hurting anyone as Meat Boy. You're the meat. You want to survive, It's everything else that's coming after you, And you don't like that. So it should be teaching you a lesson that meat is good, Dr. Fetus, he doesn't like Meat Boy. He's the one hurting people, Instead of turning Meat Boy into Tofu Boy, they should have turned Dr. Fetus into Dr. Chunk of Wood shooting missiles at you. You don't kill him. You just step on a switch and, accidentally, because you're trying to save yourself, and delete the floor from beneath him, and he falls to his peril. But he lives. He falls to his peril, but he lives, you know. Oh, what a fucking asshole, that Dr. Fetus. Yeah, then there's other, you know, fucking Mario. That's an action platformer, right? There's combat. You're jumping on Goombas. Why doesn't PETA fucking protest that? You know, you're a man and you're jumping on Goombas and you're breaking blocks. And we all know the memes. We all know the Super Mario memes, you know? These blocks were people of the Mushroom Kingdom, right? And they were turned into these blocks. And Mario's just sitting there pounding the shit out of them so he can get a fucking coin? So he can get a star or a mushroom? You know what, PETA? You got your head inside of your asshole. You know? Why don't you go after Mario? Why don't you go after Donkey Kong? Animals killing animals. That's worse than black on black crime. PETA, get your head out of your butthole and go protest those guys. Or are you too fucking scared? Are you too fucking scared? All right. So back to Clustertruck. You know, this almost feels like a podcast. Like a podcast. Ooh, the audio visuals don't look good on that one. Sorry, guys, about that clipping. But yeah, I almost feel like Bill Burr or something like that. Just rambling at you guys. Is that what he says? He rambles? I don't know. But all right, let's actually talk about the fucking video game that we all came here to talk about or listen about. All right. So I just have a bunch of talking points. I don't have any script or anything, just some bullets that I took that I have some opinions on. I'm going to start with this one later. The first one that I see that I want to talk about is VR. You know, I'm a guy who's never really, I've never really cared about virtual reality video games, you know, like the Oculus Rift or the HTC Vive or especially the Samsung Gear, you know, where you stick your phone in front of your face and you just like watch a movie while you're shrunk down to the size of a little ant and you're sitting on a mushroom. Fuck that. I don't need that bullshit, you know. I've never given a fuck about any of that, but this game, Clustertruck, is the first game where I ever actually thought that, man, this would be greatly improved, you know? Because there were, when you're running around, you know, you can have your controller as your controlling option, or you can have keyboard and mouse. And, you know, when you're running around and with your controller and you need to move your, move your perspective with your right thumbstick, you know, using your thumb, it puts you at odds, you know, because you're also needing to jump, and so you got to do that when you're kind of either in the air or resting on a truck, and that's resting on a truck. You don't want to do that. That compromises your speed, and this is a time trials type of game, you know. You want to be as fast as possible. You want to be Sonic. So then, you know, I tried out the keyboard and mouse, and that option, I mean, from a purely technical standpoint, you know, if I wanted to compete in like speed running this game, that's the way to go, 100%. You know, I would perform much better at the game if I could do that. You know, your mouse gives you your perspective, and it just works so much better. Okay, so if any of you guys out there want to speed run a game and you want to do this game, use keyboard and mouse. But the thing is with it, it's just a little too, I don't know the technical aspect for it or the technical verbiage, but it's just too sharp, you know. It's a little too sensitive for me. I guess the frame rate probably wasn't able to run at a high enough rate where it didn't look weird, you know. If it ran at a higher rate, if it ran at like 120 frames per second instead of 60, I think it probably would have looked a lot better. But as far as that goes, it was just too sensitive, and I know I could have turned the mouse sensitivity down, but fuck that bullshit, you know. This game's not optimized well on that point, you know, with the options, so I didn't want to fuck around with that any more than I had to. But anyway, VR, this game was the first ever fucking game where I thought that VR would enhance it by a lot. You know, I just thought, you know, you could look around, you know, when you're doing your little jumps. You know, that was basically it. You know, you could look below you. Hey, is there a truck beneath my feet? You know, am I going to have a safe landing? If no, you know, press the A button for double jump. By the way, there's a double jump. I never actually said that in the review video, but I fucking used it in the footage that I recorded to do that. So yeah, there's a double jump. So yeah, that's a VR down for you guys. Speaking of double jump, I'm gonna cross that off. Where did I put my fucking pen? Now I'm gonna make all these bullshit noises. All right, cross off VR. I never want to talk about that ever again. Because I don't like VR and I don't like you guys. All right. Go on to the next point. Pointless abilities and unlocking double jump first. So, as I said in the review video, there's a bunch of abilities that you unlock, movement abilities and environment abilities. Ooh, I clapped, and I think it might have upset the microphone a little bit. Anyway, you got like 8 of each, I think. And the first one you unlock in the movement set is the double jump. And that's an issue because that's the best one, in my opinion. There are going to be some levels where, there's a jetpack one, and that might be more useful, getting more vertical lift. But double jump is the most useful because it recharges every time, you touch a truck. And it just gives you more control. Where levitate would be useful. It would be probably more useful than double jump, but there's a longer recharge, like it's a time-based recharge. Same thing with the jetpack. There's a teleport option, which I guess maybe if you're super highly skilled, it might be useful. But man, whenever I tried using it, I just fucking panicked and teleported myself into a wall, and I got the level failed screen. So that was no good. That was no good at all. Oh, what else was there? There's a fucking grappling hook. I don't need a fucking grappling hook. The range on it was like half a dick, I don't got a huge one. So it wasn't that useful at all. So if you're gonna have all these things to unlock, make it so you unlock the best one last. That's what I have to say about the movement abilities. Other than what I like is cool, what I think is cool is They give you different feelings the way you can complete the game. And then there's the added challenge, too, of completing the game without using the abilities at all, which I think would be a good challenge run. I might, if I ever play the game again, I might go through and try to do it like that. Because I'm going to be totally truthful to you guys. Double jump makes this game a lot easier. It makes it more fun, I think. But if you want a good challenge, go without any movement abilities. It'll be tough, but it's still doable. You'll be frustrated, though. You will be frustrated. All right. Let's talk about. I guess I can talk about some other abilities. The environment abilities. They're like almost all trash. I guess I forget what a lot of them are. I could look them up, but I don't like you guys enough to do that. Oh, what do we got here? I'm going to pause and take a drink. How'd you guys like that Meat Boy rant? I thought it was pretty good. Earlier, you remember, like less than 10 minutes ago? You guys aren't that stupid. You remember. I thought it was a pretty good rant. I had fun. I hope you did too. But anyways, I don't remember a lot of the abilities. It's just, you guys don't know, presumably, because you haven't played the game before. But I just know that one is you get to freeze all the trucks. You freeze them. That one could potentially be useful, but then it throws things off. Like the environment still does its thing, like movers still move, hammers still ham, lava still flows, fire still breathes, all that bullshit. So it's not that useful. And something I thought was gonna be really cool was like I think the very first ability you get, or the cheapest one for that section. It's you press a button and you spawn a truck, but it's like impossible to use and it doesn't work great at all. So it's just worthless. That one's just fucking worthless. It sounds dope, you got a little reticle and wherever it's pointing, you throw a truck out and it spawns, and you think it's cool, but it doesn't even fucking work. It doesn't help you. It makes shit harder. The one that does work, the one that I use is a reverse. When you press the button, you go back to the last truck you touched. It has to be an active truck too, because trucks have an inactive state, where they're like fucking dead. Or there's a fucking spike going through the truck, and when you jump on the truck, it makes a noise, the honking, where you're causing the pain. That's when I said in the other video that my heartstrings got a little tug. That's where they got tugged. Was when the trucks went when I jumped on them. I was so sad. Fucking spoilers. I told you guys. You can't be mad about spoilers. I fucking told you. All right. Some other abilities. One of the best abilities in the whole game is epic mode. It's costly, but I recommend going for that one after. Get the double jump. All right, get the double jump. Then get the rewind where you go to the last truck you touched, and then save up for epic mode. Because what that does is it doubles the amount of points that you get for whatever, you know. So for like the air time, whenever you get air, you hold down the left bumper button and you get double the amount of points that you would normally get while you're racking up the points. It's very useful for farming points and makes the entire process very not frustrating, which is a big positive on the game. Another thing that goes hand in hand with that is there are a few levels that are really good for farming up points. The one levels in World 7, I think it's 7-7. You get tons of airtime, you know. If you're in the later game or you just want to complete it, you know, for the achievements, go to World 7 or level 7-7 and then use that epic mode where you get double points. You'll get fucking like 14,000 points in one go of it. So that's great. All right, so we talked about that. Let's see here. Let's cross this bullshit off. Got another talking point. Easy to farm points without even having to look at my paper. All right. Let's start scrolling between worlds. You know, when you're, you know, if you played a level in 7-7, but you're actually in like world 9, you know, you need to get between world 7 and world 9. It fucking sucks. If you're using your controller, you just gotta hold right on the analog stick and press A when it gets to the right arrow, you know, for going to the next world. It fucking blows. That's dumb. You know, have like a right trigger makes you go to the next world thing. You can also use your mouse. You know, if you're playing on the PC, just don't be a fat fuck and take your hand off of your controller, put it on your mouse, and click on the right arrow. Don't be like me. Don't be a fat fuck like me. All right, now I'm done talking about that. I didn't really put really big talking points on here, did I? I thought I did. Well, I have a couple, but that one's not very big. All right, let's get fucking going. No one wants to listen to this bullshit for 17 and a half minutes. You know, I'm going to be losing you guys. I have written down abilities giving different options for completing levels. That's what I said before, you know. It's more challenge mode, different things you can do, you know, different ways you can complete the level. But once again, the two biggest things are going to be using your double jump, you know. That gives you the most feeling of autonomy over your movement. So the first time playing through the game, I do recommend you do that. And then go through again the next time, you know, for a challenge, you know. And then go do that without any abilities, right? Because you don't want to do it the other way around first, right? You don't want to do it first without abilities and then double jump. Because then it's just going to be too easy, right? There's going to be no fucking point. It's like going from legendary mode in Halo down to like hard or elite or whatever the fuck it is, you know? You already hate the game. You don't want to play it more when it's easy. All right, next one. We're blowing through these now like it's cocaine or hookers. I don't do that. You don't do it either. That shit's bad for you. All right. Holiday support. I said that, you know, there's not a lot of worlds and bullshit, but there are you know, there has been support from the devs post launch. They put out I forget. It's either a full world for Halloween and then like a 5-level world for winter. I think that's it. It might be the other way around, but I think that's it. You know, there are some cool levels, you know, definitely give those a try. But you know what fucking sucks about that? When you're at the main menu and you press play, it goes straight down to holidays or Halloween. It doesn't go to campaign, which doesn't make sense. Campaign should be the default option, right? You're going to be playing most of your time in campaign. Don't go to fucking Halloween or holidays. Come on, devs. You're better than that. All right, we're crossing that off. Holiday support. There's some extra levels. They're fun. Go fucking play them. Don't be a dick. All right, we've got time trials. This game's really time trial-y, like, you know, it made me want to go fast. Games don't always find that balance, you know, where a lot of times the levels are just piss poor easy. And then, you know, you just go fast for self-challenge. I mean, I guess this game's like this. but it just makes you want to go fast. Like I wanted to go fast. It's not I need to go fast for a challenge, otherwise this game sucks ass. It's just encouraged you going fast. There's some nice particle effects. The screen has some nice visual effects when you're going fast. It just feels good to go fast. You know, that's what Sonic's about. That's what Sonic should be about, you know? Not running around with Tails and Knuckles, searching for Chaos Emerald fucking Master Emerald pieces. It should be about Sonic going fast, and you want to go fast. The game's not telling you, hey man, you gotta go fast, you know? Woo, woo, zee, wee, wee, wee. Running on speed boost pads, going fast. No, you should want to go fast. You should want to be able to anticipate the objects in front of you and be able to get around them at a speedy pace. That's what going fast is all about. There we fucking go. Good job, devs. Good fucking job crossing that shit off. All right. I'm going to make Carson Shadowclaw. Not talk. That's for something else. But Carson, you're going to be Shadowclaw. All right. The level lengths in this game are pretty good. Most of them. The end of the world levels are usually a bit longer, which is kind of cool. You know, makes it feel like more like a boss level without actually being a boss, which is good because in platformers like this, you know, and Super Meat Boy bullshit like that, bosses aren't always good, you know, when you're not actually fighting anyone. Bosses can be a hindrance, and we'll talk more about that later. All right. But sometimes one complaint I did have is before, like in the later levels, like in Hell, you know, you would have to jump on trucks for like a while before you encountered your obstacles for the level. So it was just like time padding. I don't know why they fucking did that, but it was kind of bothersome. But other than that, level length is pretty good. All right. I have crossing. I have 3 things left. Just a little bit here. The world difficulty design. The game didn't necessarily always feel like it was getting harder and harder. Throughout the whole game, like throughout the worlds, that it did a good job of feeling that, you know, a good job of making the different levels, different variances of difficult. You know, it wasn't first level is harder, is easy, I should say. Second level is harder, third harder than that, fourth harder than that. You know, it goes up and it goes down. It has valleys, it has crests. They did a good job with that. But like maybe like World 6 might have felt easier than World 4 a little bit, but not too bad. All right, I'm done talking about that one. Now we have the 2 biggest ones. We got the 2 biggest ones I want to talk about. Oh, my monitor's just turned off. I can't fucking see. Which is, I mean, I guess it's okay. You don't need to see to be able to shout things at people who aren't actually there, you know, and put your hands down your pants and caress your groin while you talk about video games. But I'm going to do it anyway. All right, the thing that I'm going to get a little serious here. The thing that really made this game special, made it, really fun to me was the different ways you interact with trucks, right? You jump on trucks, you know, you jump from truck to truck, and that's just normal. It's like any game, you know, if you're jumping from ground to ground, it just feels normal. But then they have a level, I think, in the second world where you're jumping and there's a line of trucks going perpendicular to you, and you gotta get on them, but maybe you don't land on top of the trucks. Maybe you just hit it on the side. Turns out you can jump when you're touching the side of the truck. You don't have to be on top of it to jump. You just gotta be touching the truck to jump, which I think is super cool. And it allowed for some very interesting manners of movement, you know? Or oops, you missed the truck, but you hit the side of this other truck, so then you're scrambling and you're panicking, but you're able to do it, you're able to get back up, especially with the double jump. You're able to get back up, you're able to recover, and you're able to continue, and it's fucking awesome. That's great. Also, sometimes trucks are bouncy. So that's kind of cool. Sometimes, fuck it, I don't know, dude, but sometimes they're bouncy, and that's pretty fucking dope. All right. So that's something that I hope you guys find special if you ever play this game. Yeah. yeah, I hope you guys like that part. Now I need to finish up because I gotta get this uploaded to YouTube. It's 9:43. I gotta get up early in the morning. I'm gonna exercise. I gotta drive a lot. Going on like a bunch of hiking this next week. So, and I have shit I need to get done before that. Ooh, I think I clipped the mic again. All right, so we're on to our last talking point. Yep. Finish different ways of interacting with the truck. That's the final level. It's a boss level. I'm not gonna bring up audio for you guys because I just have time constraints. I mean, I'm not gonna bring up a video for you to look at, but you're going around in a circle on some trucks, and then you have to climb up this demon dude, and using trucks, and then you have to press a button, and then it shoots you up in the sky, and then you come back down, and you have to land on trucks, and you have to go through them again, and there's a laser, and you have to go kind of fast, because otherwise, otherwise the trucks, or the demon dude's gonna smash you with his fists, and then you have to climb up him again, and then you have to press the button, and then you win. It used to be you had to do that like 3 times or something like that. It was really annoying. But this was really frustrating. It took me a long time personally to do this, and it was just frustrating. You don't need a big old long boss fight like that where you're not even fighting anything the whole game. And you're doing the same thing 2 times. That's not fun. Doing the same thing 2 times over. I would really rather just have a long level where you're doing a bunch of different things. It's not fun to just have to do the same thing twice, especially when it's tricky. To jump up. It's the interactions with the trucks here are very hard to get. It's frustrating. This boss is frustrating. It's just not needed. It's not needed. Just have a difficult level to complete. Not something where you have to do this twice. I don't know. I know I did enjoy my time during it. It wasn't a challenge I felt closer and closer to beating as I got more skilled. It just felt time consuming. Just being super careful. It just wasn't fun. The challenge, it was there, but it stopped making me want to complete it. And it's just, my fun with the game just hit a wall, It just hit a brick wall, and it just stopped. And it's just super frustrating. I don't think it was needed in the game. I don't think it was. And now one could say that it was, it wasn't even necessarily a boss battle. It was just a lengthy, regular level, but I don't know. It was pretty fucking boss-like, With a boss, you gotta find a weak point, and you gotta hit that weak point multiple times, Whether it's this, or whether it's you're fighting Ganondorf in The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and you gotta, it's you and Ganondorf, you're dueling with your swords. Spoilers for that game too, I guess. Fuck. And you're doing that, and just, yeah. I didn't like it. Zelda fucks. No, I didn't like it. Zelda sucks. It's not a fun series. I hope you enjoyed our talking, I had fun, But fucking 29, 30 minutes is too long. I gotta go to bed. I don't gotta go to bed, but I gotta get shit done. You guys don't want to listen to me ramble on about a shitty fucking video game for 30 minutes. It's not shitty. It's fun. Go play it. If you know me, we can talk about it. If you don't know me, fuck you. Why else are you listening to this? Goodbye.